Foodie Strategist podcast. Today we have a special guest, Jeleisa. So let's talk a little bit about Jeleisa. She is our first sponsor here at the Foodie Strategist podcast. So I'm really grateful to announce her. And also her links are down below so you can shop with her. If you're local to Huntsville or nearby, definitely come and book with her. But she also does have a makeup palette. So you can also shop with her online. And that's one thing I love about entrepreneurs, having something that can be shipped kind of like at least in the US and also worldwide. So that's just the tip. Think about something that, some kind of digital product or something like that. But let's get into it because that's already a tip. All right, so Jeleisa, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I am here in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm an esthetician. I do lashes primarily, and I do makeup, but I do skincare as well. So facials, face waxing, all the things. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of two, and yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's get into the juicy tips real quick. Or not tips, but okay, so what made you want to be our sponsor?
Well, with us, we always support. And as far as friendships and just seeing a fellow entrepreneur branching out to another part of entrepreneurship, and it's mutually beneficial. You're a friend of mine, and I would rather pay you than pay somebody I don't know. So just on a personal level, I always try to support that way, local, Black owned, and we friends. So that's like a no-brainer. Plus, your business is local, which means I could pay for sponsorship somewhere else, but it may be worldwide versus you being local. That's a real opportunity for real customers to be here, even though your platform is bigger than just Huntsville. Yeah. But I know that, you're here too. So that would help.
And then also what I like about YouTube, because that's where my podcast is majority, but we are on other platforms, is that like I say, with YouTube, it's more so anywhere. So that's what I love, like I said, about the product, that it can go anywhere. Yeah. And then also I do promote, and we're gonna get into content strategies later or whatever. But I do promote on Facebook a lot, and that is a lot more local too. So kind of hitting those
it's dual.
Those bullet points and stuff like that. And also what I love about YouTube is that it's one of those things where a video might hit a year from now. Right. It's that longevity of YouTube versus somewhere kind of like Facebook sometimes, because you're just seeing what you see, versus YouTube, like I said, it may be 3 months from now, and then that video hits, and then people go to that link, and you're like, wow, okay.
Right. I'm still generating clicks, likes, revenue, views, whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff that's
I feel like YouTube is definitely long game. So yeah. But okay, so a little bit about us, because we brushed over that. So we went to school for aesthetics. I'm a licensed esthetician too. She is an esthetician. She said that, but yeah. And we met. When was that? Was it 2021? No, it was 2020
or 21. It was.
We graduated. No, we didn't graduate 2021. No, I'm playing. Anyways, but it was somewhere around that time, 2021. That sounds about right, because we've been licensed about 2 years now, right? Has it been 2 years?
I'm so horrible with time.
Me too.
I have no concept of time.
I
don't know how long it's been.
It's so crazy. So yeah.
After a year, I stopped counting. So after we hit the year, it's been
So I think it's been 2 years. So 2022 is when we graduated. So yeah, 2021. Yeah, we was in school. So anyways, but yeah, we've been knowing each other since esthetician school, and we just been hanging out ever since. So I'm just so happy that she's here. But okay, so what inspired you to become an esthetician and start your own business?
Okay, so I guess it's kind of two separate things, because I started my own business as a makeup artist before I was an esthetician. So what inspired me to start my own business? I always liked makeup. I'm 36. I was going to say 35, but it's my birthday. I'm 36. So when I was growing up, makeup was not a viable career, or at least I didn't know of any makeup artist that was getting coins off of doing makeup.
I feel you.
So I've always been interested. And then too, growing up in my household, education was always pushed. So I never was really encouraged. I wasn't discouraged, but I wasn't encouraged to tap into my creative side. So I never thought of doing makeup as a legit job. I just thought it was something I was into on the side. No big deal. So as I the emergence, I guess, of they're not anyways, but makeup people who do makeup on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
Like some of them are makeup artists, some of them aren't. But just the emergence of that, I was like, oh, okay, so maybe this could be a side hustle. I was working, but I was like, okay, maybe this could be a side. People was making some money off of this. I already love doing it, and people say if you do what you love for a living, you never work. So I was like, I'm gonna try it. So I started. So that's what started me getting my own business. I started that doing it part time. I still had a full time job, in about 2018.
Okay.
Then the pandemic hit and everything. So I was already just doing it from my house. Like I was taking clients here and there from my house. And then I was working at the state, and they didn't treat me good. So I was like, I don't want to do this no more. Like they weren't treating me good. They weren't treating none of us good. Let me say that they was not treating nobody good. So luckily, my family dynamics had come to a point where my husband could sustain us. So I was like, you know what? This is the time. If I'm ever going to switch gears, do something else, this is the time.
Yeah.
And at this around the same time, I had turned 30, maybe 30, 31, somewhere early 30s. My skin was freaking out. And so I was like, I do want to pursue makeup, but I was still kind of not sure if that would be like a sustainable, livable wage. So I was like, you know what? I should go back for skincare. My skin acting a fool. I need to educate myself anyway. So I was like, then at least if I'm an esthetician, I can do makeup and a plethora of other things. So that's it.
All right.
I'm going back to school.
And I love what you were saying, because I've been talking to a lot of entrepreneurs who have said the same thing as you. I didn't even have to ask the question, so I'm like, I love it. But okay, so a lot of entrepreneurs have been saying, like, kind of what you said, where you didn't know was a viable, like, pretty much career.
Yeah.
So a lot of us, we've been molded into the things that we're doing, but we never thought that we can, like, do it. I always had to be something that I had to do, like, that's a part of something else.
Yeah.
Like, even for me, like, aesthetics, I love aesthetics, but, like, I love marketing. Like, even before I started my marketing PR company, me and her, we would just meet up. And then I'm like, she has her makeup palette. And so I was like, oh, what you doing with it? I was like, how you gonna market that? I was like, oh, you should get some, what did I say? Influencers.
Local
girl.
influencers.
Yeah. So I was like, already helping her, like, market and all that kind of stuff. And, like, really tailored it towards her. Because eventually we were saying, like, for you, because your clientele, we were saying that I think more word of mouth would be a really good marketing, like, venture for you versus like the influencer marketer, because like a lot of her target audience are going to be like older women who aren't really like on social media.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I do love to do is like figure out what really like the actual client wants versus like what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Everybody else is doing influencer marketing, but if that's not your style, you know what I'm saying?
It don't work for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then let's do referrals. Like, let's tell people, like, hey, if you know somebody, send them my way. I'll give them $10 off and you something off too.
Yeah.
So I feel like you need to work around, customize it to the individual person.
Right.
So,
and to the business too. I think that's what makes a lot of sense. And I feel like that's a good description of the information you have given me. Is just tailoring your marketing to your specific business. Because even though you may be in the same industry as somebody else, your business is not structured the same way. It doesn't work the same way. It don't flow the same way. So it's got to be specific to my business and how the artist slay those things.
Because not every esthetician is the same.
Yeah.
We don't all do the same thing. Because one of the things that was amazing to me was when we were in school, like, I don't know, like, we're a small umbrella estheticians under, like, cosmetology is the big one. So, but it's still amazing that, like, as estheticians, we can do so much.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that's very, like, awesome. So, yeah. But, okay. So, can you walk us through your early stages of setting up your business? What are some of your biggest challenges you face?
Okay, so I say woo, I just got to think. I told you my memory ain't but this long. Okay, so some of the biggest challenges that I face in setting up my business probably would be making sure to treat your business like a business and not a hobby. Yeah. Because it's a lot of, especially during the pandemic, it was a lot of people opening businesses. Even though mine kind of started pre-pandemic, but not full-time. So my full-time, trying to transition to full-time, was like either right pandemic or post-pandemic.
Yeah.
So the main hurdle was like, it needs to be a business. And it's a lot of people out here who were giving advice, during the pandemic, everybody had a what was that? Oh my God, what was they doing? A master class. Like everybody had a master class.
Webinars. People say they're like so over the webinars.
Everybody had a master class, and everybody was trying to teach you things. But I feel like my biggest hurdle was making sure to find the resources that were what I was looking for, not to just be. Even though I started as a makeup artist doing makeup, I didn't want to be a makeup girl. I want to be a makeup artist. So I'm just not sure to make the local person that's just doing it in a home, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm not even gonna say doing it in your home because it's not your location. But I'm not taking Cash App. I need to set it up. I want to be legit. If it's Cash App, it's a business Cash App. Just having your dotting your I's, having your ducks in a row, dotting your I's and crossing your T's, and establish the business, establish the LLC. Applying for my trademark, like doing all those things. That was the biggest hurdle because it was so much information out there, but a lot of it was misinformation as far as being a legit business versus running your business like it's a hobby. And there's nothing wrong with either or, but if you want a business, you need to establish your business. Yeah.
That's true. That's very, very true. Okay, so I feel like I was gonna say something like to add to it, but I can't think. But anyways, okay, so how do you stay updated with the latest trends and advancements in skincare? Do you? Because some people don't. They like, I'm gonna do my own thing. I don't care about the trends.
Honestly, I think that's some of my approach is like, yeah, I'm gonna do my own thing. But I'm in the middle, so I don't mind trying new things, but I'm not the person who wants to be up on the latest and greatest of all things. That's how I am as a person in my even in my personal life. I don't know about the latest and greatest, but I do know about the tried and true. I know what works for me, and so that's my approach to it too. Like,
I feel you because it's always gonna be new trends and stuff like that just pop up, and it can be like a little overwhelming. And then also I feel like with like the way your clientele is, like you don't really need to, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because we said your people are a little bit older, so most of them ain't trying to like be doing all
the latest. Like, they don't know the latest trends. They ain't gonna be like, huh? What, baby? What?
I feel you. So and like we said, that goes back to knowing your target audience.
Yeah.
It makes a big, big difference. Okay, so tell the people so we talked about like you finding and setting up everything. So can you tell them about like how you found like your location for your spa?
Okay, yeah. So I had I was doing makeup at my house, and then I had looked around town for a small suite because I wanted a suite, right? And just looking at all the prices and stuff, and I was still working, and I was funding my business out of my pocket. So
bootstrapping, y'all.
Right. So it's not like I was going to be able to pay all this big overhead. So I was like, I need something. And I was just doing makeup at the time because I was in school for aesthetics, but I was like in the beginning, the infancy, like first semester.
Yeah.
So it was like, I wasn't going to be able to do aesthetic services anyway. So I found this small suite in Century offices,
Yeah. Because you're doing makeup there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to have the picture. That'll be a part of your when I promote on the what am I trying to say? Community tab, y'all. Okay, so when I post this week for her, you should see, or you can go back on my page, and I'll have the picture of when she did my makeup for my spa grand opening. Girl, it was nice.
That was like, was that the second time?
That was the second time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but when I did the first time, it was $195 a month. I said, I can do that.
Yeah,
I can handle that. $195 a month. But y'all, it was a closet. When I tell you, you walked in and turned around and you right there, just make sure you don't hit nothing. So that's how I found that spot. And then things were slow. Like clientele was slow because I am horrible at marketing and I hate being the face. Like I did not want to show up on social media. So I would do it here and there, and everybody's like, go live, do this. So anyway, traffic was slow, and that's when I decided, like, I need to be in the salon. I need to be in somewhere with foot traffic.
Yeah.
Because I was trying social media, I was trying marketing, and they just weren't working for me. So I was like, I need some help. And if I'm in a salon, people are already going to be coming back and forth. And then I'm not too scared to say, hey, I do makeup, you know, it'll be more organic.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's the main thing that works for me, organic type stuff.
Yeah.
So my lease was coming up. It was about to be over. And I was getting close to graduation from
so you're like some things that the wheels was like
yes,
turning.
wheels are turning. And me, you know, no judgment, but this is just me and how I work. So I'm like, Lord, you know what I need. God, you know what I need. You know, you know what I can afford. You know what I can do. And at my small suite, I had to take the trash out, and I took my trash to the dumpster, and there was a salon downstairs who I had a suite inside of the building. You had to go in the building, then get to me.
Yeah.
The salon downstairs was like a storefront.
Yeah.
Is a storefront. So she has a door on both sides, big windows, you see it. And I just felt like God was like, ask her if she wants to make artist. And I'm like really introverted for real.
She is. She really is.
So I was like, okay. I took my trash out. By the time I went back to my house, I was like, we don't want to do that. That's like too far. Stepping out of my comfort zone. I don't want to do that. But anyway, I got in my car. I sat there for a minute, and I did it because God was like, no, go in there and ask them if they want to make artists. So I went in there, and the salon owner was super, super, super receptive, and it's been up from there.
Yeah. So I went to her grand opening for her spa, and it was really a nice event. It was really, really nice. And it was just a really great vibe to see how they just showed you off, and then also it was a time for people to see the spa, and also they had updated it.
Extended. Yeah. She's extended it just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was nice to show you know what I mean, what they have going on and stuff like that. And I feel like that's really good for business to do a grant. Hey, we here still.
Right. We opening. Yeah.
Come through.
Yeah. We got some new things going on.
Right. Come through.
See. Yeah.
And I also like what you said, where you knew for your regular business as solo, what you feel comfortable with. You're like, okay, I need somebody else who's also marketing, and everybody's tying into the place.
Yeah.
Because at the place you're at, it's multiple different hairstylists, or
yes.
just okay.
Yes, multiple hairstylists.
You know what I'm saying? If it's 5 people and they all bringing people in, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
you don't have to market as hard.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to know if you're trying to start a business and you just know, hey, I ain't trying to do all that.
Yeah, and to know your strengths and your weaknesses. Yeah. That's my weakness. Yeah. So I have to figure, to what we were saying earlier, to the advice that you gave me, you got to figure, I had to pivot.
Yeah.
Okay, this ain't working. You getting some people, but you could be getting more, and I knew that I wasn't good at marketing. So what's another thing? I'm like, well, if you're in a salon, you automatically get eyes on you.
Yeah.
And I was in a salon where everybody else, we had one nail tech, I think 4 hairstylists, so I was the only makeup artist.
Yeah.
So, there's no competition there.
Yeah.
It's just all...
Everybody is a collective. It
yeah.
can wind up being a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
So that's really great to network and just have a community where hey, I had another person who came on, and they were a videographer, but they are friends with a person who does events. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so mutually beneficial.
Yeah, everything's beneficial. You can bounce somebody off of me. It goes back to the referrals that we're talking about.
And you can share clientele.
Yeah.
Because everybody does something different.
Yeah.
And in the salon I'm at, all of them really were established. So it was just they were just really just trying to help. My clientele is steady. It was so nice. I heard one lady is an older lady that works there. She's been doing hair for years. She's had a salon, sold it, bounced back, came, just everything. And girl, she was basically forcing people to come see me. Oh, you got a black head. Oh, you need to let Jeleisa get that. And be like, Jeleisa, come get this black head from me. She didn't play. So I love where I'm at. They're really a great group of women.
That's good. Yeah. Okay, so how would you say that you're different from other estheticians? We talked a little bit about it, but give us a little bit. What's your little sprinkle?
What's my sprinkle? So my main razzle dazzle is just me, which I think is everybody should be everybody's razzle dazzle. You, even me and Elena, are both estheticians, and both great at what we do, and both are great people, but our vibes are different, which is good because we bounce off each other, and our vibe, our energy really
and we was
meshes well.
I don't think that would be.
Our vibes really mesh really well, but as far as what makes me different, a lot of my clients come to me for me. It's not even in business. Sometimes it's you do want to be the best. You should always want to be the best at what you do. But even in addition to that, when you're not the best, if you provide the best customer service and the best customer experience, then they come to you. So that's my main superpower, is just being me. Can't nobody be me like I can be me.
Yeah.
And so, and in that being me, what my clients get when they come to me, I tell people there's no judgment. And the Artist Way is a judgment-free zone. And it's my ministry, but it's not necessarily... I am religious, but I don't say that in a religious tone. I say that in more of a spiritual tone. I have clients who come to me who are atheists, who are all type of things, and I don't push nothing on nobody.
Yeah.
But when I say it's my ministry, I say that in a way of it's how I serve.
Yeah.
So I serve my clients. If you come to my shop and you need to cry, we can do that. If you want to laugh, we can do that. If you need to just be in silence because them kids been running you raggedy all week and you almost talk to nobody, girl, don't talk to me, just put these lashes on my face, we can do that. So that's why my clients come to me, because it's like I like to show up and I give all of me when I come. So I'm 100% present when you're there, and we are going to do whatever you need to do, whatever that is.
Yeah, I feel you. Because like you said, we're both different. So like, even for me, like, girl, it'd be crazy. Not crazy, but be like funny. Like when I have like new people who sign up for something, service. And then one time, like, I think it was getting close to the appointment or something like that. Or no, they had like canceled. And I was all like, you girl, you know I'll call
You
somebody.
know, I know you call them.
I said, I was like, hey, it's Elena. I was like, is everything okay? She was all like, oh, things just wasn't working. I was like, you know, we just switched the time. She was like, oh, okay, I didn't want to like, call. And I was like, no, just communicate with me, girl. I be like real fast. So what you mean you canceling on me?
Right.
Face me.
Right. Oh, that's right.
Oh gosh. Okay, so what advice would you give someone looking to start their own skincare or esthetician business?
My main advice would be to educate yourself. Educate yourself. Educate yourself. You can never know everything. And when I say educate yourself, I don't necessarily mean about being an esthetician. That's what school is going to help you do. But educate yourself about what it is to be a business owner. Educate yourself about the industry. Like, you may not know everything about it, but you may want to join some groups on Facebook just to see what's going on in the industry, to see if it's really for you. So first, I would say educate yourself. And then secondly, I would say let your journey be your journey. So even as you're educating yourself and knowing what the industry is about and seeking other estheticians to watch on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, what have you, take everything with a grain of salt and let your experience be your experience.
Yeah.
Those will be my tips.
Yeah, and I agree. And it goes back to, like you said, like everybody does things like differently. So you have to make sure that you're doing the best that you can do in learning and stuff like that. Because I'm like, man, you were working someone like, I feel like the hardest working like esthetician students, girl. Yeah. We was like, girl, like, I'm like, it's so crazy. I'm like, before we graduated, we were already starting to like, you know what I'm saying, build up our clientele. Like, I feel like we were very serious. But I also feel like maybe it's because we were some of the older students there. So we just like, we did the whole, whatever thing. But now we found like our real passion. Like me personally, I love aesthetics. And like I said, I love being online. So I think I'm going to be launching more so my influencer type of like skincare or whatever. So with my past sponsor. So I'm excited about that. They have affiliate marketing. So yeah, if y'all want affiliate marketing or somebody to come on about affiliate marketing, let me know in the comment section, because I love talking about business and stuff. And I know a lot of people are interested in affiliate marketing. It's like super easy, or can be. But okay, so tell the people about your business and your makeup palette.
Okay, so my palette, I'm gonna just pick it up.
Yeah,
no, I'm gonna leave that one right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up this one, because that's the packaging. This is how the palette will come when you order it.
Listen, let me get it.
So that's the packaging for the palette.
Right. So there we go. And then here we go. I'm trying to make sure I'm going farther away. Okay, there we go.
And then this is the inside. So this is what it looks like on the inside.
Perfecto. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see really good.
Okay, so about the palette, I wanted to have a product. I wanted to make sure that I had something, not just per your recommendation, but per your recommendation too, because you was all like, girl, you need to get something, make sure you got you something. So, because when you get into business, you realize, especially as a service provider, that if you're only making money off services, then that's going to limit you, it's going to cap you, So, that's one reason I want to have a product. But I also wanted to have a product because with makeup, all of my clients that come see me, they're all like, oh, I want to be able to do my makeup at home. Like, of course, they're not trying to do a full glam on their own, but they're like, I want to be empowered to have a meeting at work one day and decide I'm a
just do it myself.
And feel, because a lot of us women sometimes just don't feel empowered or beautiful. Mm-hmm. And you want to make sure you feel beautiful. You want to make sure you're putting, not saying you don't feel beautiful, but you want to make sure you put your best face for.
Yeah, like if I got something, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be, like, I wish I could have taken you to Atlanta.
Right.
For the skin game, girl.
And people,
like,
just
stick it in a little pocket. Like,
and that's what my clients are saying. Like, I want to be able to, I wish I could take you with you, but I can't take you everywhere I go. So what do you recommend? What do you recommend? What do you recommend? And I'm definitely a person who believes what's for me is for me. So I don't mind promoting other things. But at the same time, I'm missing opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I could be promoting something that I sell versus telling you what to go to Ulta and buy and so forth and all that. So that was my clientele. And then my clientele kept telling me, like, they wanted to be able to do their makeup in 15 minutes. And to me, that was so far-fetched. Because, you know, I'm a makeup girly. So I used to love to be in front of the mirror for 2 hours. It didn't matter. Like, yeah. Yes, and all my clients was like, girl, So
right? Like, girl, 2 hours? Like.
And then, but that was for me, that was the fun. Like, I could do my makeup for 2 hours and then sit down and never go nowhere. Like, look, I just thought I ain't gonna go now. Like,
oh my God, girl. No, I'm gonna get some promo pictures or something out of this. Like, when you did my makeup last year for the Black Esthetician with me, you, and Jeleisa, girl, when I went home, I was like, had my product, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, we about to use all this makeup because I was like, who knows when we gonna get this again, baby?
Right.
We about to utilize this.
So when my clients, they wanted something quick. 30 minutes I thought was quick, and they was like, that's too long. I was like, I don't know what you want to look like then, but I went to the drawing board and did my research, you know, and just things that could help. So that's where the palette was born, because this is 12 pans in this palette. And normally when you get a palette, the little pans.
Yeah, they be small.
These is big pans. And so what I came up with was something that would help my clients do their makeup in 15 minutes or less. And it was buildable to where you can do as natural as you want or kind of as glam as you want to make it.
Yeah.
So with this palette, you have a translucent color, blush, and 2 highlighters, and everything else can be used to set your face. So you can use these powders to do your whole face with nothing else. You don't have to put a liquid on underneath, and that's going to give you your natural finish. You know, it's going to make you just look real polished, real put together, nice business-like. Or you can use your foundation and concealer, which most people already have their foundation color.
Yeah.
Nothing too much. And then you can set your makeup with this, and this is going to take it to the next level. It's going to give you more glam. So, yeah, that's how I came up with this. My clients wanted to do it in 15 minutes, and I really thought that was far-fetched. But, because I was like, if everybody could look like this in 15 minutes, then we wouldn't just have Beyonce. Like, everybody would be looking like, but you can. You can.
She said challenge accepted.
Yes, challenge accepted. And so I really do love this makeup palette. Another reason why it was so hard for me to come up with a product and why I only have one product right now is because I'm not a seller, and I'm not gonna push nothing I don't believe in.
Yeah.
So that was my main thing. Like, I'm not just coming up with a product to be like, oh girl, yeah, do this. No one is halfway working.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not me. So I really do stand behind my palette. Yeah. I stand behind it 10 toes, 100%. You can use this palette. You're gonna get multi-uses out of it. You can use it in so many different ways. I use the blush as eyeshadow. Sometimes I use the blush as lipstick. Like, you can. It's multifaceted, and it's not a waste of money. You're not gonna get it and be like, now what the hell am I supposed to do with this? You know, it's functional. You can use it. So that's how I came up with it, and I love it. I stand by it. I use it all the time. So you should get it too.
Right? And the link will be down below so that you can follow her online and also, get that palette.
You should.
Okay, so also, if you are looking for more traffic and eyeballs to your business, I do have sponsorship opportunities available. My email will be down below. But yeah, okay, so let's get into some social media. Okay, and marketing. Okay, so we talked about it a little bit, and I know you don't do a lot of social media, but how has social media impacted your business as an esthetician?
So, every now and again, I do get clients off of social media. It's not my main way, but it helps there. But really, for me, I just use it as a portfolio. Okay. So, especially when it comes to makeup, and especially talking about our melanated population, and not just our melanated population, not just our women of color, but our women with deep color like us, like. If I'm going to somebody to do my makeup, I want to make sure she's not going to have me looking like I need to be in a casket. I need to see her work. I need to see, and I just see it. The the range of complexions. Like if all I see is light skinned people, that is good. Love my light skinned girls, but I need to know that you know what to do when it's chocolate giving you a chair. Like you know, I need to know that you know what to do because it's a lot of different trends that's happening, and you know, it's a trend of people not wanting to be their real color when they get their makeup done, and there's no shade to anybody. If you want to be 2 tones lighter when you do your makeup, that is your business. I have no problem with that. But I don't. Like, I'm chocolate and I like that. And I want you to keep me chocolate when you do my makeup because I like being chocolate. And I don't want to put my hand up and y'all be like, ooh, her hand in her face. Like, you know, because that's the thing.
It is.
Like, girl, you look like 2 different, like, you hodgepodge of people. But, so social media for me is really my portfolio. So when clients hear about me, whether it be word of mouth, whether they find me on Google, whatever it is, that they can go and look at my work and see. And there's another thing, not just with different trends and worried about your complexion, but just like estheticians vary, makeup artists vary.
Yeah.
I don't want you to come to me and you looking for heavy contour and chisel and all that. I'm more of a soft glam natural artist. That's kind of, I would say natural, but soft glam. You come to me, it's really soft glam, and the young girls, they like a lot of rhinestones, wings up to their temples and all that. And those are gorgeous looks. That's not me.
You like, baby, no.
That's just not me. I'm not gonna be putting 1,000 rhinestones on your eye in one makeup look. But so for me, that's the main thing for my social media. Is it so you can go to my social media, see the type of lashes that I do, see the type of makeup I do, and then decide for yourself if I'm the artist for you. Because again, like I said before, I'm one of the people who believe what's for me is for me. I'm not the artist for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not the makeup artist for everybody. I'm not the lash artist for everybody. I'm not the esthetician for everybody. I truly want my clients to get what they're looking for, which is another reason why we have a great relationship. Elena has no problem sending people to me, and I have no problem sending people to Elena. As an esthetician, I do corrective skincare. I will, but I'm not that into it, but I know she is. So somebody come to me and they got a lot, and they looking for a esthetician that's into corrective skincare. And no problem, girl. Let me give you this number and give you some directions, because you know she gonna get you hooked up. And so I think that mainly for social media, for me, that's what I use it for. I want you to see what I do, see what I have to bring to the table, and if that what I do is for you, then let's go forward.
Yeah.
And if not, you can always reach out to me, and I will give you a good recommendation to somebody.
Right.
Who probably can help you. You know?
Right, because I'm like, girl, like I love like the estheticians here in Huntsville for the most part. I met most of them. I want to say the black estheticians, of course. It's still some that I still want to meet and stuff like that. But yeah, I like that you said like, yeah, you were like, it goes back to like what I said. Everybody's different. Every esthetician is different. Like for me, I do like corrective skincare because it's just like I don't know. It's just I just love it. Like
it's your thing.
Yeah, like unclogging those pores, like using like different like and product active ingredients and stuff like that. I even was a finalist in an international skincare competition for, it was like 3 different categories: holistic, compromised skin, because my client had a soy allergy, and then there was something.
Was it wax? Did you do the wax?
No, I didn't do waxing. I forgot what the last one was. So, now I remember. It was for the open category where I did the J-Shoots for hyperpigmentation. Okay. So I'm all about like doing the body services like back and like just different areas like that people don't really think of that needs that care, because most of the time you can't get to your back. You get what I'm saying? So
you cannot.
Yeah.
You cannot.
That's about as
you
far
can
as
have a shoulder, but you can't get to that mid back. You cannot. Not unless you got some extra long
hands.
Yeah.
Somebody can, I'm sure.
The majority of us cannot.
I'm like, girl, I don't like being seen on people who be,
contorting their bodies. Yeah.
I can't do it. Okay, so what platforms do you find the most effective for reaching and engaging with your audience?
So, okay, full disclosure, transparency, I've been horrible with social media.
Okay.
These last probably last 30 days. Last month, just awful. But probably 60 days maybe. Anyway, as far as like engaging with my audience, I get more comment engagement on Instagram, but I get more engagement on lives on Facebook. I don't know what that's about. I really don't know what it is, because I go live on Instagram and don't nobody show up. It's like scary stuff.
Do you notice where do you get the most sales at, I guess, or bookings?
Instagram, but I don't get a lot from. I don't get a lot.
Okay. Because yours is Google, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Google. So let's talk about Google as your platform.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about social media, but okay.
Yeah. I'm like, let's talk about Google.
Google. Now, Google is my plug.
Okay.
There's people find me on Google all the time.
Yeah.
Google is me and Google.
We go together real bad.
We go together real bad. Me and Google go together real bad. But I was telling you, the marketing company that I use, that's where they optimize my SEO and promote me on Google. So, Google is good. We good. So I think it's just optimizing my SEO, my search engine. I don't know.
Optimization.
Optimization. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I rank high.
Keywords.
I rank high on Google. So if you Google waxing, lashes, facials, I know those are like some of my 3 keywords that they have. If you Google that, I'm going to show up in at least the top 5.
Yeah.
There. So, and then from there, so what I do when I do get people to come in from Google, and I get a lot of them, I always ask them, where'd you find me from? And they tell me Google. And one thing that I've noticed, which I'm so glad, like, we are estheticians, especially me, because makeup, I didn't need a license to do that.
Okay.
But a lot of people come to me because just that credential, even if they come to me for makeup, they feel like, oh, she's a licensed esthetician. Yeah. So that just kind of gives me an edge up.
Yeah.
And
make sure I have authority in your field.
Right. And so they just like that, So and with lashes too, you don't have to be an esthetician.
Yeah. Not in our state of Alabama.
Not in Alabama, you don't.
I don't know about other places.
Right. Yeah. And there's no license because some places you don't have to be an esthetician, but they have like a certification for lashes. But here in Alabama, anybody Joe Smoke can put your lashes on if you let them. And that's no problem because I don't knock nobody's hustle. Right. But that's
but
not
in
my
school,
story.
I feel like it is important because you just never know if they're gonna. Because I think like lashes or some lashing or whatever has been on. Something has been kind of like in the
They're trying to change it.
Yeah, something that's trying to change soon. It's like been pending for years. Is it lashes?
I think it's lashes and see, makeup is tricky. You don't necessarily need anything, but they kind of word it special, like you do. They kind of try to discourage you from doing it, like for real, they do. But so I think I know for sure that they are thinking about the lash thing, like making some type of.
That's what I think it was lashing, and then also henna is very popular too. Henna brows and stuff like that. You don't necessarily need do you need a license for that here? But that's with the health department, so it's like something totally like different. But yeah, I like that Google has been your platform. I don't think a lot of people talk about Google.
It works.
I mean, I use a partner. I use YouTube. So I'm like, that's the second. They're owned by ABC or something.
Okay. I didn't know that was fine. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You know Google owns YouTube? Yeah. YouTube is the biggest, the second biggest search engine because, Google's number 1. So, yeah.
And then the reviews on Google help me too. Everybody goes to my reviews. And so I have a lot of reviews. Not a lot, but I have a good number of reviews that clients typically feel comfortable. It's like, okay, you have these amount of reviews and most of them are good. You know what I'm saying? So that works in my favor.
You up.
Yeah. So I love Google. Me and Google A1. Yelp calls me all the time. Do you know that?
Yeah, Yelp calls everybody.
They harass me.
Okay, I know. Full disclosure, I love Yelp. I am a Yelp elite. But I just heard that Yelp be calling me.
They harass me. Now, they are nice people.
I was like, somebody from Yelp probably gonna be like, Elena.
They are nice people. Yelp are nice people, but they call me all the time. But they're expensive.
Oh, they are?
Yes, they're expensive. Well, okay, yeah. My experience is they're expensive.
Okay.
But I do think they can help. Like, it's just that I already have Google.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with them to hopefully the wheels don't fall off. But
right. And the people that I use for Google, so my Google is not managed through Google, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a social media type
of
company or something. I'm guessing.
And I got with them when they were like just hitting the ground. So my pricing,
you investing into startup, y'all.
Okay, and my pricing and everybody's price, because today's price ain't yesterday's price. So it just don't make any sense really for me to go with Yelp at this point. And then but they harass me. But they're good people. And they're good and you can use Yelp. You should use Yelp if you like Yelp. I do not want to bet. I ain't trying to mess up my poison like a band. If you like Yelp, you should use them.
Okay. So we already talked about what some strategies that work for you, and we've already determined that for you, for your customization for marketing, it's Google and hiring people, which I feel like we said you have to know your strengths, and sometimes your strengths is hey, I'm gonna just pay. You know what I'm saying?
My strength is delegation. You hear me? I will delegate some stuff in a minute. I can't do that. I ain't gonna do that. That's how I am in my life, period. I'm always like, and I think that's what makes me a team player, is because if it's your strong suit, here you go. Like, I'm good at being an Indian, except for where I know I can be the best chief.
Yeah.
And everything is not for everybody. So I'm definitely like, if it's in my budget and I can pay you to do it, and you know what you're doing, I'd rather pay you than be out here fumbling in the dark.
Right, because other things are fun for like for me, I love marketing. Like I said, even when we used to go out to eat, I just be like, okay, you got your makeup color. Yeah. I was like, how you gonna sell it?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I don't know, I just got it. Yeah. Or I don't even think you had it yet. It was like common, and I was like, okay, what you? Also, like, girl, I was like, okay,
I
so
feel like
letting
you be a business coach because you have all the
I have consultation, so. That's what booked me. Like,
yeah, you should, because you good like that. You're multifaceted, and for me, my personality type. I feel like your personality type is you can have multiple pots on the stove. My personality type is one. I'm on the back, and I got a big pot right there, but I'm not gonna have 10 pots. Yeah. So I think that's what will make you a good coach.
I be like,
yeah, you know a little bit of this. You're like, oh yeah, I know about that. I'm like, oh, you know about that? Yeah, have you heard about this?
Yeah, like I said, I love marketing. Marketing deals with like the content strategies, digital marketing. It's like social media marketing. It's like all of it, girl. Like, and it's just so interesting. I love to keep up with like all like trends. Even if I'm not on something, I love to know about it.
Yeah,
like,
even when you're not doing something, you're very aware of it.
Yeah,
you're not ever not in the know.
Right? I love to know stuff, y'all. Yeah. Like, cause I be like,
and normally you before the trend.
Right?
Like you're before the curve.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, cause I be seeing stuff, but I'm not big yet. So like, I just seen something recently. I just been talking about, girl. Like, don't even get me started. Don't get me started. Okay. I think that long form content is coming back. But one content creator I had met up with at a networking event, we were talking about social media, and she was saying that short form is like, king. But I'm like, really, if you're thinking about it as a creative aspect, like if you're doing a short and there's one ad, but there's 10, shorts are fast or reels are fast. If there's one ad and it's 10 people's videos within that one ad, you're splitting that, I'm going to say, I don't know, 10 cents between all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Versus like a long form video where that long form video, one ad is going directly to you. So I'm not saying that like short form is like going out of style, but you have to have a strategy for like getting paid. And I feel like that's content in general. A lot of people who are creators, they just create, but a lot of them don't have the business mindset of it.
Exactly what I'm saying with advice for business. You have if you want to be a content creator as a business versus a hobby, those are two different approaches. And I would say what I was thinking about when you were talking about long versus short, from a consumer standpoint, not from a business, but from a consumer standpoint, I feel like long content is coming back in.
Yeah.
And from a consumer standpoint, I would challenge those who are influencers or content creators, not influencers, content creators. This is how I consume. I consume shorts for entertainment, but I consume long for information. Yeah. So if I'm just trying to kiki, that was so funny. Yeah, I want some shorts. But if I want some information, like to give me like to be a sponsor or to buy in or to get your product, well, you said that too fast. What you talking about? How I know your palette work good? You only gave me 30 seconds. Girl, I need some more than that. Because so that's what that's how I feel. If you're trying to get my dollar and my money, it needs to be a little longer than 30 seconds.
I need to know you. And that's what I love about long form content and like podcasting, because like I don't know how long you have them, but you have their ear for that. Like it's that what they say, that real estate in that person's mind. Mm-hmm. So like if you come out with a new episode every week, people are like expecting a new episode. You are in their rotation. So it's very, very important, and it builds that connection, that like, trust, and whatever is considered or whatever.
And a routine too. Because it's like some podcasters that I listen to, like that's every time when I go to the gym, it's me and I'm in the true crime. Morbid is my true crime project. I'm putting them on. So like if you develop long content, I feel like it could be more of a long-standing relationship. Yeah. Especially so I speak from my demographic. I don't know about other demographic. My age group, 36. Well, for me, I'm coming back. Now, shorts, I follow you, and when I see you, I see you. But I'm not going to your page to look and say, oh, well, I can't even think of nobody. But just whoever.
John.
Yeah, really silly John, because y'all got like funny markers. So let's silly John doing today. I'm not going to see y'all silly John.
It just kind of pops up on your TL. But with long form people, like, you know their name usually, and you just like, hey, I ain't seen, you know,
and I'm gonna
go
look for you. Like, that's what I'm saying. When it's long content and I like you, I'm looking for you.
Yeah.
If I like your short content, I follow you, and when I see you, he's so crazy. And, you know, and then like, you know, boop, you know. But long content, I'm like, oh shoot, I'm gonna go such and such. Let me put Elena on to talk about business while I'm on this elliptical because I'm gonna listen to her while I'm doing this.
Yeah.
It's
so that's
loyalty.
I think longs are coming back. Also, I personally love YouTube. I like IG, and oh my gosh, I went to this influencer event for food influencers. It was fun.
Okay.
Anyways, but girl, everybody had IG, and I was just like, oh my god. They was like, yeah, what's your IG? And I was like, okay, I mean, I have it, but I was like, I don't really be active on there. Like, add me on YouTube with my podcast. So I feel like as a YouTuber, I feel like I'm very like, I don't know, like kind of up here compared to everybody else who has Instagram, because there's so many people who have Instagram. Like, so I feel like I'm very different when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, like two companies for sponsorship, because I'm not on Instagram where really, like I said, it's nothing wrong with Instagram, but like, I don't know, it's just a different like personality or whatever. But I do feel like Instagram is really good for like branded content, if that makes sense. So things that you're like getting paid for outside of it. But Instagram be kind of weird about like, they don't really pay people, but then they're adding a bonus. Instagram be changing too much.
And then I was thinking like maybe, and I don't know nothing about it.
What?
So this is just a random idea. But if I was like, for you, maybe you just do like a clip that links back to the YouTube, like on your IG. Because I see a lot of like, for instance, Morbid. Like I said, I listen to them. Yeah. So if you go to their IG, it's really most of the time just like a short clip of what to send you to the podcast. Yeah. So I feel like since you like long, that's your gig, that's your vibe. You can just put snippets that send them to your long form. Yeah. So I eventually plan on getting back on IG later on, but for my game plan for podcasters, so if you're thinking about becoming a podcaster, what I've learned for podcasters is our marketing is to market on other podcasts, because people are already listening to podcasts versus going on Instagram or Facebook. They gotta click it to go. You know what I'm saying? So if they're not into podcasts, then you know what I'm saying, they might just be your short, like the people who just watch those videos. But yeah, so that's my plan, is to go on some more podcasts, because we're on like Spotify. We're on the same places where those podcasts are gonna be. So it'll be easy for them to like get on. But I do plan on getting on Instagram eventually later on. I'm probably just gonna do 3 posts a week. That's what my schedule was last time, and it was doing pretty good for me. But like I said, I just, Instagram be doing too much. They keep changing stuff. It's too much. Yeah. Okay, so what type of content do you find resonates most with your followers? And I know you don't post a lot, but is there any type of content for like your business of lashing and facials and stuff like that that you had a post that really brought in people, if that makes sense? No, the only thing is like on Facebook, when I go live, I do get engagement. But as far as
lives,
lives. I say, because if I post, people like it, you know. But in all full disclosure, it's probably me. I'm not good at it, so I'm probably sure there's a better way to do it than maybe get them to
engage. Live is a big deal. Like, that's a content strategy. Some people go live every day.
Yeah.
You know, on TikTok, they go live all day. Yeah. Like, so
TikTok, everybody tunes in too. When I did go live on TikTok, now I don't know if they wasn't my target audience, but I mean thousands of people. You're like, oh, okay.
But like buy my palette.
You there. No,
so I would say that's your content strategy is lives. Like I said, lives is real. And then when you think about it, lives are kind of long form content. Like, you know what I'm saying? You think about it, anything that's over like a minute 31 seconds, I would say is considered like long form content. So, you know, most of the time when we're on live, we're kind of just chit chatting and talking to people in the comment section. Yeah. So it's like going back to what we said, where you're building that bond. So
that's what I need to do. I want to go back and go on live, because that's where I get more engagement, and people tend to, they get to see. Yeah. Because with makeup and stuff, they really want to see. They want an insight. And the makeup influencers have made showing it such the norm that now they want to see. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Which is fine, but unless you don't really want to show. Be seen. Yeah, unless you don't want to be seen. You know, which is kind of me half the time. But, you know, whatever.
And my thing with that, even, like, there's ways that you can get it done too, because I've seen some creative ways where people with like makeup and stuff, where they have like a little dolls and do the makeup, or on your hand. So it's different ways you can market your makeup if you want to be faceless. So it just depends on kind of like your vibe. But I will say, okay, from I love marketing. Okay, so if you do start doing your lives again, even if it's like once a week or something like that, I would definitely say down, like, cause you go on, if it's on Facebook, I would say, because I don't know how TikTok works. I don't think you can download, like, can you? Okay, with TikTok, can you save the lives?
I don't know.
I don't think you can save them. So that's one reason why I don't like them in a way, because I feel like once you're done with that live, it kind of just vanishes. Yeah, and you can't really repurpose it. But I may be mistaken. But what I like about Facebook is if you do a live, you can download.
Yeah, you can. So I got my lives in my phone. Yeah.
So I think you should probably get on somewhere if you're gonna be doing like education or whatever you're gonna be doing. You should do YouTube and just like I said, repurpose that video and just upload. You ain't gotta do no extra work.
That's true. That's true.
My girl.
I'm checking into that. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you handle negative feedback or criticism online or just wherever?
I haven't experienced any negative criticism online. Right? Cross your fingers, out to God, do the help mirrors, whatever we got to do.
Right? Because nobody wants it.
Yeah, nobody wants it. I'll say how I handle it any negative feedback that I've gotten has been like person to person. And I think Erica Badu said it the best. Like, is it no cussing on here?
No cussing.
Erica Badu said it the best, and she said, "I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish."
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So inside, it's like, man, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, huh? What you say? But I was gonna be a professional face, and it's just sometimes you can take it personal, but you have to remind yourself not to take it personal. Yeah. So I don't take it. I do, but I don't take it personal.
And I think that's important because, like, girl, I had called you last week. Okay, this is a little bit of gossip.
I missed it.
What?
You called me?
No, you called me back. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Okay. Look at me talking about. Did I miss it?
No, girl. Okay, so this is a little bit of gossip. Anyway, okay, not really, but yeah, girl, I had called you because there was like some drama going on. It was a client's issue or fault or whatever. Girl, it was so crazy. So sometimes the doors be locked here or whatever, right? And so like all I heard was like like somebody trying to get in. Girl, I be spying around the corner. I was like, who is that? And so it turned out that somebody thought they had an appointment, but they didn't. But you know how, like, if you thought you had an appointment, you can't get in.
Yeah, right. You're going to be like, what?
Yes. And so I was just like, oh, gosh. And I know the other person, and it seemed like something that they would do. So I had called you because I was like, maybe they can get their, I think they were trying to look for the henna brows. So I was like, I don't know if she does henna brows, but trying to, like, help them out. Yeah. But, girl, it turned out, like, I had got in touch with the stylist or the artist. And I was like, hey, you have a person here. They said they have an appointment. And they was like, I don't have no appointment till later on today. And I was like, well, I don't know. She got like a confirmation. So I looked at it. It said it was for the next day. And so I was all like, yeah, ma'am, it says the next day. And so she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She was like, I was gonna blast her. And I was like, oh God. I was all like, it was gonna be your fault.
Right. So
that's crazy. Yeah, that comes down to the customer service because I had to talk to the artists and like they were upset because they like I didn't double like I'm not there because you ain't got no appointment. Right. And I was like, well, I get it, but can you understand from her point because she was up here, girl, like the door locked, like I paid you to buy. Where you at?
Right. Yeah. And unfortunately, in our industry, it's a lot of that going on where you got people who lack integrity as service providers, and they're taking deposits, and they're not doing what they're not holding up the end of the bargain, or they're giving people to run around. So, like you said, from a client point of view, as a service provider, you kind of got to see it from both points of view. And the burden of like integrity or ethics is on us. Yeah. So it's like we have to try to be the unbiased person. So dealing with negative feedback, I'm just open. Yeah. Like I tell my clients all the time, I would prefer you tell me that you are displeased with something, you don't like something. Give me the opportunity to fix it because I'm not perfect and everything is not going to come out. I'm not going to be on 100% of the time. And sometimes it's just maybe a miscommunication. Maybe you said, because especially in makeup and lashes, things are subjective. Yeah. What you consider long, I might not consider long. So you may tell me you want long lashes and then when I'm done, you're like, girl, he's short. And I'm like, oh, well, how long you wanted them to be? Things like that. So you have to be open to, even if it's just a miscommunication, I have to, I try to be as open to hearing my clients out. Like, Well, and it is a lot of miscommunication.
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
I do lashless and tints. You used to do them.
Yeah.
And you know, as Black women, we don't get no lashless and tints. Like most Black
you gotta
women
be more educational. And plus it's something that it's not new, but it kind of is.
It's new. And then so for me, like, and my brain works different. When you think lash lift and tint, I thought they wanted them to be curled. Or they use curl and lift interchangeably. Yeah. Like some girls would be like, oh, I want them to be real curly, and what they mean, they want them to be real lifted. Yeah. And it took a while for me to get with my clients.
Because they're already curly, kind of, that you want them to be straightened out so that you can see them.
And then when you're doing it, like, oh, it's too back this way. I'm like, well, that's a curl. Like, a curl got a hook in it, man. You know what I'm saying? You want it to stick straight up. That's a lift. So, and all that, just to give an example of you get negative feedback. Yeah. People may be like, I ain't like it when curling up. So I just kind of set the tone from the beginning of my appointment, especially when they first come to me. I set the tone of, I am open to all positive and beneficial criticism. Yeah. So I tell them all the time, when they leave, especially for a first time client, I tell them, hey, do you like them? They say yeah. Most of the time people gonna tell you yeah. They not, unless they're a real confrontational person, they ain't gonna be like, hey, I don't like this. You know, they ain't gonna do that. They gonna be like, yeah, they gonna get in the corner like, oh, I really don't like it. So I let my clients know, I encourage my clients that over the next 24 to 48 hours, if there's any questions, comments, concerns, text me. Yeah. So that way, because people feel more comfortable in the safety of their home, being like, well, I kind of did want them a little bit more curly, or a little longer, or whatever the case, or I didn't like my brows and the makeup next time. So that's what I encourage my clients to do. Yeah. Even if it's within the next 48 hours, give me the feedback, and if that means if it's a service like lashes, I can bring you back in. I can take a couple off. I can redo it. You know. Yeah, just communicate. And I like what you said, because, like, even for me, you know. I love to tell people, definitely if they're first time clients or if they're getting a new service. Yeah. Like I'm like, usually I'm really good about it, but I'll say like in about 2 days I'll check in with you. Yeah. Because you just never know how people's skin reacts to stuff. True. Because we're using additives, and just different ingredients that a lot of people's skin aren't used to. Also, the different seasons can cause different, dryness, irritation. So after about 2 days, I love to communicate with people like, hey, how's your skin doing? We did some microdermabrasion, or we did like an enzyme or something like that. Yeah. So like, how's your skin doing? Most of them they'll be like, yeah, it's doing fine. And then also one thing you have to be very cautious of, because I got negative feedback, girl. Like, not really. Like, it wasn't my target audience in the first place, and so it was already a red flag. Right. I think I told you about it. I think it was this lady. I had went to that church when I was at my last place and gave them a flyer. They were like this real crit girl. Yeah. I almost took the flyers back, and I was like, I'm gonna give them to them, but I should have took the flyers back because they was not my target audience. I got this lady who came to my spa, and the vibes were off when she first walked in, and I was just like, okay, I'm just be professional. I wanted to cancel it, but I was like, that would be rude. We ain't gonna vibe. You gotta go. I wanted to cancel so bad, but I was like, you can't just cancel off somebody on a vibe. But like, I was like, something about your energy is just so like dark. So I did the service. Girl, it was just a problem all throughout. And so then her skin looked really good, but then she was like complaining about something. But she was also on medication. A lot of times when you're on medication, it goes back to saying like everybody's skin reacts to different things. Then if you're taking medication, but her skin was nice and polished. I did what I did. Right. But you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was just like, if you want to, we can come in and fix it. But I was like, I'm one of those people where when I was doing the service, she was like kind of irritated by some things. And I was like, well, we can stop now. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to keep, if we have to miss steps, then we're not getting, right. Absolutely. It's not being beneficial, but they'd be like, no, you can keep going. And I'm just like, okay, but every time I have to like stop, I'm like, I can give you your money back. You know what I'm saying? Right. If it's not working, it's not working. Yeah, because like I said, it was already negative energy, girl. Right. And then I was just like, so now I just really follow my gut. And if it's not my target audience, then it's not my target audience. I really learned to follow my gut on that, because girl, them people, that was just like too much. Like, I like what you said where you are a Christian, but you don't push it on people. Yeah, no. A lot of people here in Alabama, they will push it on you. Yeah, that's not me. I'm not here to push nothing. Like I said, I got clients of all different type of spirituality. And it doesn't bother me. They don't push on me. I don't push on them. And we have a good time, because at the end of the day, I'm a Christian. and it is a large part of who I am. But I'm also relatable. Like, there's more to me that makes me relatable.
Yeah.
So if you're not a Christian, then they're like, oh God, we ain't got nothing in common after that. Like,
you like food?
Yeah,
I like food.
I'm gonna say, you eat, don't you? I eat. What kind of food you like? Yeah. So for me, it's never anything like that, and it's just a lot of my clients are conservative Republicans, you know, and I got a lot of friends that be like, oh man, how do you talk politics with your clients? Politics is not a taboo subject in my studio because it's a non-judgment. Because of the atmosphere in my studio, I'm able to have those conversations with my clients. And so for me, it's just like politics, religion. I'm able to talk. I'm not going to be offended. I'm not going to offend you because it's an open, safe space.
Yeah.
And I guess so in my studio, a lot of stuff goes on that wouldn't necessarily go on. And two, I'm able to do it because it's one-on-one. I would not do that if my clients were subject to the people out there because I can't control what somebody else is going to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I know how I can react. So in my studio, we can talk about anything. You can be across the aisle on whatever, whether it be religion, politics, whatever. And my clients, they're comfortable and they know we can talk about it or not.
Yeah.
You know, we can talk about anything.
Because me and my clients, most of the time, we talk about business. I don't know if it's because I love business, but that's, in like a lot of my clients, they are entrepreneurs too. So it's kind of like what you said. We talk about business sometimes or like content creation. So it just depends, because I had like a teen client who came in, she was doing her content and everything. I was like, girl, do you need a tripod?
Yeah.
Listen,
I got you.
I was like, girl, you need a tripod, because she was trying to like stick it up there. I was like, girl, you're not a tripod.
Yeah.
Let's keep it professional.
Yeah.
So like, I like that, like we said, everybody is like, you know what I'm saying, their target audience is different. Like my client, she brought her daughter in, she was all like, yeah, she wants to get some content. Is that okay? And I was like, you must not know who you're talking to.
Right,
like,
of course.
Yeah.
But I think that, to your point, that is a good thing about if it feels off. That's another tip with business. I don't care what business you're in, but especially in our line of work, because when it comes to people's, I know vibes is overused. Everybody talks about vibes, but when it comes to different vibes and auras or whatever, people's presence, we are really up close and personal with those people.
Yeah.
And if it's off for you in our line of work, you shouldn't go with it because it's too personal. It's too personal. And it's just too personal. Yeah, girl, because then you got to see that person again. It's just like, because you wear all the hats and it just be a lie. So that's why I say, make sure you find your target audience. That's really what it comes down to. Know your target audience so that it flows a lot better than just going wherever the money is. Absolutely. All money is not good money. And I tell people that all the time. All money is not good money. And as an entrepreneur, I feel like one reason why entrepreneurship is hard. Yeah, it is. And one reason why we push and persevere is because we love it. And for me, I can speak for me. When I'm doing what I love, it doesn't feel like work. Yeah. If I don't love it, now you making me work, and I don't want to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because so for me, it's like, no, I'm not gonna do it if it's gonna feel. Entrepreneurship is difficult, but if it's gonna feel like a job going against the grain, if it's gonna feel like a tug of war, if it's not gonna feel good in my spirit, bro, it's just like hard just to provide the service that I usually love. We're not a good match for each other. Yeah. And you will be better served going somewhere else, and I will be better served. Like, I want you to have a good experience, and I can tell that with me, this ain't it. Right. You know, so you go somewhere where they like that. All right, so tell us about your business and also your makeup palette and, like, your services in general. Okay. Let me see. What more about it? I feel like we're going to talk a lot about it. Well, this is your last time to promote. Okay. So, the artist slay, because I don't think I formally said that. I'm like, I hear you like 2-3 times to like just talk deeper into the business. Well, my business, I'm Jeleisa Grubbs, owner operator of the Artist Slay. So the Artist Slay is where you can come feel comfortable, where you let your hair down, and where you can get beautified. I am my main goal and my heart's desire is to empower women just to show up how they want to show up and present their best self, whatever that is. Not all of my clients like makeup. I have a lot of natural girlies. So it's just, I'm there to help you and empower you to do what it is that makes you feel like you put your best face forward. So with that, that's makeup. So for some people, that's lashes. I get people to just come get their brows done. And I'm all about making you feel good. So if we just doing relaxing facials, then we just do that. And that's where the palette comes in. Right. So again, we have the makeup palette, the 12-pan makeup palette, where you have your blush, your pressed powder, your translucent setting powder, and your highlighters. So you can do your whole face with this in less than 15 minutes. And actually, what I didn't say is that I have a digital product, a tutorial comes with it.
I was gonna bring it up.
Yes. So when you buy the palette, if you're interested, I can also send you the tutorial where I show you exactly step by step how to do a full face in 15 minutes with the palette. So yeah, I think that's the main thing of my business, and I just want people to know is that the Artist Slave, empowering women to, let me change that, empowering individuals. Because I don't care if you're male or female, if it's a service that I offer that you like, you can come get it done. Like, you don't have, it doesn't have to be women. That's typically who I service, but I'm not exclusive to just women. Some men like to be well groomed as well, as they should. Self-care. And I do facials on my husband, and then I have a client who books facials for her husband. So let me make that correction. Yeah, men too. Y'all need to take care of y'all skin too. Y'all kissing us with those prickly beards and all that, scraping our face. Come and get some skincare. But yeah, that's my business, the Artist Slave, and I'm just there to serve. It's my ministry, and when I say that, it's just to serve those who come through the door. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. You was like, I don't know what else to say. I was like, girl, I be making sure people promote. First question I asked, like the guests coming on, I'm like, what we promoting?
Yeah,
I'm like, because like I said, I love the podcast and my marketing PR company because that's what I do. Like, what we gonna promote?
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, guy, whoever.
Yeah,
right. I'm like, what we gonna promote?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, baby, I'm gonna hit these points. I haven't read.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's time now. So yeah. But if you are a business owner or content creator that is looking for more traffic and eyeballs to your business, definitely shoot me an email. The link will be down below. And also check out our wonderful sponsor.
Yay.
Her link will be down below too. But okay, so now let's get into some lifestyle questions. Okay, so how do you balance your life as a mom of two, wife, entrepreneur, all of that?
Girl,
every time I ask somebody that, they just be like,
because it's like, I don't know. Right, that's the question. I don't know. Sometimes I balance it. Sometimes I don't. Honestly, as a wife and a mother, I'm always critiquing myself on that. Like, am I showing up fully for my children? Am I showing up for my husband when I'm trying to do this and do that? So, how I attempt to make everything be in balance is to schedule.
Yeah.
So, and not have a scarcity mindset. I am in business, and I am in business to make money. Let's be clear, like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I ain't just like, if I'm making enough, yeah, we can live on the grass.
You get a you get a pallet. Everybody gets a pallet.
Yeah. No, but when I say that I have a scarcity mindset, meaning that if my kid has a field trip, I will block off my time so that I can be present for my kids and my field trip. If my husband has something that he needs me to do, well, then I'm not working on Saturday from 10 to 12 or 12 to 2. Yeah. Personally, if I'm being led by God to serve in outside of my business in another way, then I'm gonna block off that time. So that's how I attempt to balance all the hats that I wear, is by prioritizing everything and just making sure that when I'm supposed to be transitioning from entrepreneur to mother, that I'm blocking off that time and I'm intentional about being there. And that way, when I'm in my business, then I don't feel guilty about being in my business because I have been intentional about the responsibilities that I have elsewhere. Yeah. And I made sure that I was there, But honestly, I feel like you probably feel the same way with your kid and your husband. It's always a check. You're always like, well, dang, I've been at the shop all day, like, oh, Lord, well, I know. Because you got a little boy like I got a little boy. My little boy, he'll act like he ain't ate in 10 days. Like, oh, I'm so hungry. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, dang, my story.
And then when you fix something, then it don't even eat it all the time anyway. It's just like, you're just wasting my time.
Yes. So it's always a constant for me. I know that I went back over some of my prayers, so that I keep some of my prayers. And since the beginning, I think that was, for me, that was a hesitation of why it took me so long to get in business. Right. Because going full entrepreneur in business took me so long is because in my generation, it was raised, you work. Yeah. And so I was like, although I don't have a problem with taking care of my men, let me be clear. But I did not want to be a contributor to my household, not be a contributor. So that was one of the things that kind of stopped me. Yeah. Because my husband is, in our relationship dynamics, I like to be with a provider. My husband's a provider.
He too.
Right.
I'm like, chill.
Every woman is different, and if that's not what you desire, I have no shade. No shade. But some women don't mind. They like, no, we
like being kept.
Yes.
But I also like having my own thing.
And I'm always gonna
if I want to go to brunch or do something, I'm plan B. That's what I like to consider myself. I'm plan B, okay?
And so, but having come from just like my mom always working and just being known like you work and you contribute. Like my mom she taught me that the man's provider too, so she's always let her man provide. But at the same time, I never want to be that woman that just work the man to the bone and here he comes looking like Hope should back Notre Dame because you just got him working. So it's like, what you doing working for him? It's like, dang, do you love him? Like he gonna provide, but that dang. So for me, I'm always constantly checking that because I don't want to take for granted the support system that I have in my husband. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to take that for granted, and I don't want to overuse him or abuse him in a manner where I'm just not showing up.
Yeah, and I agree with you because even in like I said, I have a hardworking man too, and I appreciate that. So, and I tell him that. And you just have to find out who is compatible and what you want. Yeah. Like you said, now everybody wants that, but that was one of my main things. Like, it was so funny, my mom. Because I'm like, we kind of feel like we have, at least I do. I do feel like I have ADD. So sometimes I'll like be into something, then I'm not. So I'm like, I'm not going to say I'm not stable. But like, you know, I'm a creative. That's really what it comes down to. I'm a creative. I'm like a modern day, like, I feel like we're a modern day, like, artists where we're like painting something and it's like, rip it. I don't like it no more. Like, a new, like, you get what I'm saying? So we're like finding our way. And so, like, I've been like finding my way, but now I feel like like, for me, we were talking about like what you were saying with the makeup, like, could I do this as a real career? Like, for me, I've always enjoyed business, but I always felt like it had to be attached to something like even aesthetics or like skincare product. I felt like it had to be attached to something, but now I know I really love marketing and PR. That alone is what I do in the business. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
But you know, and I think I get what you're saying. What I hear you saying is like, for so long, you thought it had to be attached to something concrete and tangible versus abstract. Because marketing and stuff, it's tangible, but it's abstract. You can't put your hands on marketing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't say, oh, well, what do you do? Oh, I sell this. You know, with marketing, it's like, I sell, and it's in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not here. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But now you fully accepted the fact that, or come to realize that your business doesn't necessarily have to be something that's so tangible. Yeah. Or always connected to something tangible.
Yeah. Like, I just love, like, helping people. Like I said, I used to do it even before, and I still would do it. Like, I will help people come up with a whole plan on something like that. And it's not like, it's just something that's fun. I'm just like, oh, you have ideas. So, yeah, you're gonna need this. Oh, we can do this. And like most people just be like, oh Lord, that's a lot. But most of them, they're not entrepreneurs either. Yeah. So a lot of people have a lot of ideas, but they don't really get started. So that's why I also have been, like you were saying, kind of like that's your ministry. Like my power is that I love to help people and stuff like that. So I've just started like molding into helping other creators and business owners, because they're already in business, or if you're new and you're like really wanting to do it, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Some people, like I said, they're not really ready, but I do have consultations and it's free. So go to my website. The link will be down below. But I noticed that I really want to harness my power into people who are actually going to pour into themselves. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, like I said, they won't. And then I'm pouring into this idea that you said you wanted, but then you don't want it back. And then I'm just like, okay, what's the point? So I started just talking to other entrepreneurs, and even with this podcast, I love talking to other entrepreneurs because they're already in business. So when I bounce an idea or just say something, or even if they say something, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got skin in the game already.
Right.
I mean, we ain't just idle talking. Yeah. You know that they're going to pick the ball up and carry the mantle.
Yeah.
At least with some of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because, girl, I know what you're saying. I just know what you're saying.
Girl. It'd be hard.
That'd be a whole conversation by itself.
Right? It'd be hard. Okay. So what does a typical day look like for you juggling responsibilities at home and also work?
So a typical day will be, my kids just went back to school.
Right.
So thank God for that. Yes, ma'am. Now I feel like, okay, let's get to the money, because, you know, we got these kids gone for at least 8 hours. So,
girl, it's been nice.
So typically I get up and yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Typically I get up and usually now that my kids are back to school, I have a great husband. I can't say that enough because he really is a man of like we don't have necessarily gender roles. Like he does everything I do, he'll do. You know, it just depends on who do more of it when.
Yeah.
But so we got days. Like, you know, some days you get up and get with the kids and then I got my days. Like
my husband, I had the podcast today. I was like, yeah, you go get him.
Yeah. So typically a day for me, it depends on if I'm on baby duty in the morning or not. If I'm on kid duty in the morning, then I get up, get my kids together, make sure they got everything they got together, get them off to their respective places. And then I go to the studio to work. I only am studio when I have clients, so I'm not sitting there. So if I don't have a client, then I'm going to go to the gym. I'm trying to get myself together. But, you know, I'm going to go to the gym and go do my clients. And I communicate with my husband when I have late days. So when I have late days, for me, a late day is if I'm going to get home after 5:30. Okay. So as long as I get home before 5:30, then it's not really a communication, no big deal. Okay. But if I'm gonna get home after 5:30, it's like I got a late day.
Hey.
Yeah. So if I don't have a late day, then I go home and I'm gonna cook or I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna eat, whether I'm picking up something or whether I'm gonna cook something. So yeah, my days get my kids off to school, then either I'm working or I'm working out. And before I get my kids ready for school, I try to do a devotional or something like that. Okay. They don't always work out, but that's the goal. Or before I leave my house, I might get my kids together first, but before I leave my house for the day, I try to do a devotional. Don't always work out, but that's what happens. Get the kids off, do my devotional, go about my day, whether it's however many clients I have for the day, or work out and go back. And usually my days are split up, so I have an appointment and then I'm free to do whatever, and then I'm gonna have another appointment. And if I have a long day, then I have another appointment. But if I don't, then I go home, see back them kids, see what they doing, get dinner set up and ready for bedroom routines and back at it tomorrow.
Bedroom set, girl.
No. Bedroom routines as far as
bedroom routine.
As far as my kids getting prepared for the next day.
Where are we going?
No, this is a family show. You know, I told you on YouTube. This is not Candy Code Night. Like,
this is hilarious.
No.
Okay.
I meant night routines for my children.
Okay, I was like, hold on, what we talking about? I was just like, hold on, I hear that right? I was like,
no, because I don't know if or when you have another kid. If you have another kid, you go sit there and go argue. I took the shower first last night. Oh, it's your time. So you gotta it's a whole thing. You get in the shower, then you get in the shower, you get your clothes together, then you get it's a whole.
Girl, I have my little one. He probably need a bath tonight, but he probably knocked out sleep to be honest. Because now that he in school, school be knocking him out.
Good, great.
Okay, so how do you incorporate self-care into your daily routine?
I don't incorporate self-care into my daily routine, but I do have self-care routine. So I am nail girl. I get my nails done. If the last time I had a job or I had an employer, I had to tell my boss, like, I get my nails done every fourth Tuesday. If I don't go get my therapy, then you ain't gonna like me here. So I can't work nobody's job if they can't work around my nail schedule. So I get my nails done.
Your one thing.
That's my one thing. I get my nails done once a month. So that's my thing. That's my therapy there. Self-care is devotional. So I track my mindset. That helps me with mindset and perspective. Yeah. And because when perspective is off, it just don't help. Yeah. Life is gonna life regardless. But if you don't have a healthy perspective or mindset, then it can just spin you into somewhere you don't need to be. Yeah. So that's a form of self-care. Now that is something I need to do daily, that I try to do daily, which would be devotional, mindset, prayer, meditation, some type of that. One of those, or even if it's nothing, then repeating a gratitude. Like I try to maybe do 6 things that I'm grateful for to set me in the right mood. Because it's hard to be grateful and irritated or grateful and upset. Yeah. So that, and then lashes. I get my lashes done. So I get my lashes done about every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. So nails, lashes are things that I do on a schedule. And then, spiritual self-care. Oh, and I like to work out. I'm sorry.
Scared.
My bad. Oh, and I do like to work out. It does not show, but that's okay. I do, but I have good heart health. You can't judge that on the outside. You know how healthy my heart is, don't judge me.
I'm dead.
But no, I do. I like going to the gym. I like going to the gym. If I could just not like to eat as much, that would help. But I love going to the gym. It's something about it.
Yeah.
So now that my kids are back in school, I have more opportunity to not have to like choose. Because sometimes I have to choose like, I'm gonna let the kids stay at the house, or you're gonna go to the, where you gonna go. So now that, yeah.
You gotta let them run around and get that like energy out, but it's like, yeah. So, but okay, so have you enjoyed being on the podcast so far?
It was great. It was great.
Y'all, she was trying to be at her office, and I called her so fast. I said, "Dude," because she was all like, "Yeah, I'm about to get on a link." I said, "Link?" I said, "Hey, why you ain't here?"
Okay, so, because I don't read. I mean, I do read, but I don't read. So
I'm here.
I seen the calendar invite.
Yeah.
But to me, that was just a reminder. Like, I didn't open it. I didn't read it. I was just like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Okay. And, I just looked at it. So you had said, when you said you had put something somewhere.
Yeah.
I didn't read it. This is why I didn't
I was like, we should be in person. And like, don't nobody read that thing. I just be like, okay.
But I feel like it was intuition. Because I promise you, when I seen the invite, I was like, I should call her and ask her. When you said, I'll be at the studio, or I'll be at my space.
Yeah.
Whenever you sent me talking about you will be here. My intuition said then, call her and see if she wants you to be there too. And I was like, oh no, I seen her on some of her podcasts. They look like there's two different places. I was like, no, she wants you to be at your studio. And I didn't call you. But intuition in that moment was like, call her and get clarity.
Yeah.
And then me being strong and wrong was like, no, I know. No, I have the answer. I don't need clarity.
You didn't want to call nobody, girl.
I ain't calling people.
You did not want to call nobody. Like, you're like, I'm just going to do it here. Like, ain't nobody going to call me out. Doo-doo. Like, I was like,
I had put my phone on the ring light. Because, when I do makeup, I got to ring light. So I was setting it up. I was like, okay, here we go. Let me find the email. And you was like, you need to be here. I was like,
yeah. Because I was like, so they can see the chemistry and stuff.
Which is good.
Yeah.
But that's why you the marketer.
And then I'm just like, we can't do all that. I'm like, girl, because I'm all up on him. And you're like, yeah, here's my makeup. I'm like, yes, look at it.
And that's your area.
Right? But I'm glad that you came on. Like I said, I really love this podcast and added this segment because I get to talk to other content creators and business owners who I see that are doing amazing things out there. Because a lot of times we don't get our flowers until, we don't. And people are like, oh, I really love Jeleisa and her makeup. Oh, did you ever tell her that? I don't know.
No.
And it's just like, oh, okay.
Right.
So, I like I say, seeing people doing things because it takes a lot to be a business owner and being consistent with it. I have been getting a lot of people who have been consistently doing this for like years.
Yeah.
So I've just been watching them for like years. And like I said, I'm a watcher. I love marketing. I just love seeing other people market and just do their thing. And just like, if you keep marketing, you're always in somebody's mind. You get what I'm saying? Like, and most of these people who I have on my podcast, they're in my mind. And I'm like, oh, like I see them marketing their book. Like, oh, I want to have a black farmer on here who's going to be doing social media. So, like I said, anything that's dealing with social media, I love food. So we need farmers. But hopefully I will have her on here and
one of mine. You know a black farmer.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's
okay.
a woman black farmer. So hopefully she'll come on and talk about like the business side of owning a farm, and social media and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like super, super excited to have her possibly come on. We said we're gonna do it, so yeah. But I have a lot of good things coming. Oh, I'm also gonna be doing a speaking event soon, so I'm very excited about that. I was supposed to have like 2, so I'm very excited. I manifested it. I was like, okay, I want to do speaking engagements. I want to do this, and like it happened like a lot faster than you would think. But I'm super, super excited. But I just want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in. Also, if you love this content, then definitely check out some of our past podcast episodes, and definitely like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you later.
Thank you for having me.
Right?